love that.
I do too, and I could just pick up on where you were and just take it just another angle and just add to it, which is this conversation. I do a lot of my private advising on this topic with companies, either legacy companies trying to pivot towards a more purposeful future,
Right.
or younger companies kind of trying to establish what they stand for. And I love the lens that you brought on helping people do good, because sometimes folks stop a little shy on their purpose or stop even talking about it because they think it's going to have to be too big. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what you said is helping folks do good is can be take a little sugar out of my day, right? It can be a little, it can be huge. And
Right.
yes, there can be life changing things we can enable companies to enable people to do. But that's also, I think, really important is that we allow people to iterate on doing good. And
Mm.
even if I sometimes
Mhm.
work with companies to say, if this is your North Star, you can start with these smaller changes in how you articulate your purpose, because sometimes you got to live into it. Sometimes a small
Right.
brand cannot be born with this audacious purpose and be believable,
Right.
right? So it's like, how can you also iterate into it? And so, you know, and I wonder in a way, Kevin, like when the world had Courage, the original, when the K cups, there was so much new in that product, right? The ease, the variety, and the convenience, and so the product was so innovative in its moment. But then, in so doing, it created something. It had a negative consequence, which is enormous amounts of waste, right? And so it's like now you're taking that waste and you're all we're. But what I love is that we're bettering something that came before us, which I think
Hmm.
is awesome, and that can just be a journey for a company, right? And you had to go outside to do it versus do it inside. And
Hmm.
so I think there's a lot of ways in, but what I'm certain of on purpose is it breaks anytime. And
Yeah.
any company that doubts whether they should articulate one, I always say, well, then you must not be in a very competitive environment.